Good morning. Thank you for being with us. I'm Gary Moore, General Manager at Kenworth, and I'm thrilled to be here today to share with you the results of a 4-year, $400 million investment by PACCAR. Kenworth is known for aerodynamics. We are the leader. We have a long history of improving aerodynamics to improve fuel efficiency, to save our customers money on their bottom line. Today marks the next generation. If we go back in time, the history of aerodynamics with Kenworth is groundbreaking for the industry. We changed the game. If we go back in the early 70s, we were using wind tunnel technology. We were using real life on-highway fuel economy tests. The vision from that in fuel savings was to improve the fuel economy, and that became a reality when we launched the first truly aerodynamic truck in 1985, the Kenworth T680, with an aerodynamic hood, aerodynamic bumper, and side fairings. We took that up another level when we launched the T660 to improve fuel economy through technology as well as improve customer, driver comfort levels. Then at this very spot, 2 years ago, we again improved fuel economy with the introduction of the Kenworth T700. Again, through the use of technology to improve fuel economy, and we were rewarded by the ATD Truck of the Year last year with the T700. Today marks the next step. I am so proud, and on behalf of all employees at Kenworth, Kenworth dealers, I present to you today the next step in the world's best product line, the Kenworth T680.
All right, so this is where it's all about, right? New trucks in our industry is as good as it gets. And as Gary said, these are the new T680s. And the truck on my left is a T680 day cab. And then over here on the right is a T680 with the large sleeper. As you're taking a look at these trucks and gazing on them, I just want to back up one step and talk about how did we get here for just a few comments. One of the things we were really tuned into as we developed this truck was to make sure we listened to our customers. We spent an incredible amount of time, literally thousands of meetings and interviews, meeting with customers at their locations, going on ride and drives, spending time at truck stops, evaluating what should be in the trucks, talking to our dealers, talking to the maintenance departments, making sure that we got this truck right for the people that have this as their bread and butter. From that information, the incredible team of people at Kenworth spent a lot of their energy, blood, sweat, and tears, making sure that this truck is awesome. And I'll tell you what, it is awesome. So let me walk through what it's going to do for our customers. 2 things came out of our conversations. The first one is we want this truck delivering the lowest total cost of ownership. That was a mindset that we carried from the start. It's the mindset we bring to production. The second thing we wanted to provide in this truck is the driver's advantage. Everything the driver does in this truck we thought about and wanted to make sure it was a good truck for the driver. So for total cost of ownership, looking at this T680 large sleeper, what are we delivering? we're delivering a 10% improvement over the current world's best truck in aerodynamic performance. What's that mean to us all? A 10% improvement in aerodynamic performance is a 5% improvement in fuel economy. That's the way it translates, drag to fuel usage. 5% of fuel economy gain is about $4,000 per truck per year in operating cost savings by driving this great new T680. That's a big number. So I'll tell you what, the design detail that goes into things like that is making sure that the details are right around the truck. I'll point out a couple of them for you. If you look at the way the hood flows up across the truck and look at the intersection to the windshield, one of the things you'll notice is where the wipers are parked. They're parked down almost below the hood line, so you can get rid of those disturbances that are happening right in that area. You'll also notice that there's a really large, great visibility windshield that flows well into the top roof of the truck. That flow line is great for air, right? So it's staying attached as it goes across the top. You can see that there's LED integrated marker lights, both in the roof cap and also on the side turn indicator. So by having those integrated, again, smooth. And they're LED, as I said. So you have this really long life, high quality, and kind of a signature look to the truck, which just looks right. The other thing you'll notice is these headlights, right? They're flush to the fender, and they look great. They're highly jeweled. I think they look as good off as they do on. But they're available with bi-xenon projection beams. And that bi-xenon projection beam, the beauty of that is you get the best-in-class forward lighting out there. So if you're driving down the road at night, and I've driven this truck down the road at night, it's just solid. There's no flutter in the beams. It works wonderfully, and you have a great vision path. So it's about safety there as well. Of course, there's the signature elements for Kenworth, right? You look at the grille, and you know you're looking at Kenworth. It's got that heritage to it. It's got that strength to it. It's got that look of absolute quality. So that's really nice as well. The woven wire mesh aluminum grille, the beautiful surround, all speaks to a premium truck line. Another thing I'll talk about is mirror design. You'll see the Kenworth mirrors mounted on the cowl. You'll notice the shape of the mirror. We designed that again using computational fluid dynamics to make sure that the air flows around the mirror in exactly the right way. And these mirrors are solid. And these are not the kind of mirrors that you have to worry about fluttering or shaking as you're backing up under load. They stay rock solid. You can see a beautiful styled air intake on the side. And then you get into the other things. Beautiful steps, nice fairings. The lines on the fairings tie really well to the roof cap as well. You look at the transition panels, all well done. And again, attention to detail. Two things I'll point out. You have the lower extender beneath the fairing to help with the aerodynamics, and you have a closeout panel between the fairing and the sleeper to improve that aerodynamic performance. So everything has been thought about. Let me kind of walk around to the right side of the vehicle and share a couple thoughts. One of them is cost of repair. I told you total cost of ownership was king for us, right? So one of the things we thought about is how do we make sure that when you have this truck, it's not going to be expensive to repair. The front of the truck has a 2-piece bumper. The hood is a 3-piece hood. The fairings are easily detachable. They're available in in-mold color or painted. So obviously painted here, but you can get them in in-mold color for a lower cost of repair. The sleeper is easy to repair if there's a jackknife that occurs at low speed, so you can take panels out without removing the roof. All of this works amazingly well. But the key to a truck, at the end of the day, when you design a cab, you design it around the door. And if you get the door right, everything else works right. We have a heritage at Kenworth of having an incredibly great door. We wanted to make sure we maintained that. Actually, we didn't want to maintain it. We wanted to just make it a superlative statement for the quality of this truck. So if you look at this door, and I'll open it for you, you get great opening angles. It works really well. It's got 3 detents to it, great spots for it to open and close from. But if you put it to here, put it to the first detent, and this is the coolest thing. I mean, when you design it, we spent so much time making sure we got this right. We looked at Lexus, we looked at Acura, we looked at BMW, we looked at every truck in the world, and we said, we want the best door. And one of the ways we measured it by the strength of the door, by the in-swinging hinge placement, by how stiff they were so it would last for 10 years, but we also listened to things as simple as sound quality. So take a listen to this as I do this. Man, this thing's like a vault. So it's awesome, and it's going to do that in 10 years. It's really, really cool. So you end up with the best truck. It looks awesome. It works well from an aerodynamic standpoint. It's got a low total cost of ownership from an outside. It's easy to service, and it's built like a vault. That's some of the exterior features that I'd share with you. I kind of want to move over here and look at the interior, because as much as that's exciting, I'll tell you what, we're changing the game on the interior. So the first thing I'll call attention to as we look at the interior of this truck is the amazing amount of headroom. So I'm 6'5". If If I stand here at 6'5" and I'm reaching up and this is the top of the ceiling. So if I'm inside the cab, when I get up out of the chair, I've got tons and tons of space. I've got a great opportunity to use this as part of my sleeper, right? The sleeper doesn't stop here. The other thing I'll talk about as I'm talking about transitions is the width between the seats. There's almost 2 feet between the seats here. So there's absolutely no problem for anybody passing through as they get into a sleeper. Another thing that's offered, I won't demonstrate it here, but I'll talk about it here, is the fact that this seat rotates. And I'll come back and spend a little time on that because that's a big feature when we get to the sleeper. But the cab is now going to be integrated to the sleeper, so that's a nice feature. Moving back up a little bit to the instrument panel, one of the other things we did and listened to the drivers is they wanted all the gauges that are necessary to operate the truck located right in front of the driver. So all the critical gauges, speedotac, but all the air systems gauges, voltage gauges, etc., are all located right in front of the driver. That all fits right there. It's a tilt telescoping steering wheel. That makes it really easy to adjust so that you can have everything working well. And there's a hydraulic clutch, which is going to be beautiful for drivers from a driving effort standpoint. Another feature is if you look at the door pad on this, when you get a chance after we're done here, the door pad just exudes quality. It's got a diamond interior on this one, but it just absolutely speaks to quality. Switch it over to the sleeper. If you look at the sleeper here, there's this amazing new design, which is a table that rotates. It's an industry first. It allows you to stow it in a safe position. It lets you deploy it in a way that's easy usable. I'll come back and tell you that if you take that rotatable seat and you place it right here, you have a great opportunity to sit here in the sleeper, put your laptop on here, and do your work. And I'll tell you the quality of this table is like nothing else that exists. So it's absolutely amazing. So I can sit here at my table, I can watch my 22-inch TV, works great. I can pop it out, watch it from the driver's or from the passenger seat that I've now integrated into the sleeper, flip it around, watch it from the sleeper, get into my microwave oven, get into my drawer-style refrigerator here, cook up my dinner from what I've got in my sleeper. Everything is just right in front of me. Plus I have great storage, I have an awesome wardrobe closet. This thing is just beautiful. So remember the seat between the space, it all works out well to do that. If I'm in a team operation, I've got this upper bunk. I shouldn't worry about the hitting me in the head because it works really well. Easy to get into the upper bunk, a 42-inch liftable base. It's just awesome. So that's just a quick introduction of how this great truck is going to change the industry. I really hope you enjoy it, and I think it's awesome.
So Preston, what else do we have?
Oh, Gary, there's obviously more.
Okay, now is the time for you. Please enjoy the new products. It's Kenworth quality, Kenworth technology. Enjoy, have fun, and have fun the rest of the show. Thank you for being here.